and welcome back. Our next match of the day is between two teams in the Shuriman division, the Dandelion Knights versus Taco Taco's Taco Truck. And I'm telling you now, this might get difficult. How many times I say this team name? Hunter, I'm pretty excited to see these two teams. I haven't watched these two teams face off, but I believe you've seen the Dandelion Knights in action before. What's your quick thoughts before the game?
Um, yeah, I did. I think I did get a chance to watch Dandelion Knights in the past. I don't have a great memory of the match they played, to be honest, but I'm looking forward a lot to this match. I've been super hyped personally to cast Taco Taco's Taco Truck just to be able to say that name over and over again. And I'm honestly, I'm just really looking forward to saying that name.
Alrighty, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's go into the game here. And Hunter, please tell me how these lane matchups are going to go and future predictions.
Awesome, and as we get into game here, we get a chance to look at these team comps. Starting off in the top lane, we have Camille versus Vladimir, and this is a carry lane if I've ever seen one. I'm pretty sure Vladimir has a reasonably easy time in this lane once he gets a couple levels under his belt, just because he can pool every single hook shot the Camille throws at him. But if that Camille ever gets a gank and locks him into her ulti with an Amumu on top of him, they should be able to clean up the kill, at least until Vladimir gets his Zonyas or a few items and is able to one-shot people. From that point on, just carrying down the rest of the map with the Camille or the Vladimir in late game is probably going to be the goal of both of these teams. Amumu versus Wukong in the jungle. We do see the Wukong actually picks up Ghost, which is interesting. I'm not super familiar with Wukong jungle, but I don't think that's the usual. It should be interesting to see what is done with this Ghost and what sort of benefit it gives him in team fights or in ganks. Amumu Amumu versus Wukong in general should see the Wukong able to invade the Amumu. Amumu's pretty notorious for getting invaded, even though he's not actually that terrible. He just doesn't have a lot of dueling potential. Wukong, on the other hand, should have quite a bit. The Galio versus Orianna mid lane, we talked about Galio a little bit last game. It should be more or less the same story here. Galio's just able to hard shove in this lane, trading a little bit of his HP for it while he does it, and get jungle ripper pressure for his jungler, and should be able to win most of the 2v2s just solo. Bot lane, we see the Ezreal Karma lane versus the Caitlyn Thresh lane. It's really got to be annoying to play Caitlyn into Karma. You're such a lane-dependent champion, and you really want to get your advantages in lane phase as the Caitlyn player.
We do see a good trade coming in from top side, and a lot of great damage bot side as well. These two teams are going to be really at each other's throats.
Yeah, absolutely. The Camille trade's coming in top lane. Until this Vladimir has pool, they're going to be really brutal.
Ooh. This might be a full engage from Camille. Nice combo. Good flash from both sides there. Vlad coming out with his life. Camille trying to get the kill, but just not enough range to get that last auto attack proc in.
Yeah, and I think the Vladimir is really regretting not taking pool level 2 so that he can dodge some of these Camille engages. And this is the way the lane's going to go really early, I think. Camille's going to be able to get the engages onto Vladimir just using hookshot off cooldown until Vladimir gets some CDR and cool up.
Some nice damage here, but then here's the counter engage. Wukong still going hard onto Amumu. Does get the first blood. He does get the proc for that a little bit of extra HP, and double kills for Wukong against the Camille. Here's another engage. Thresh got the Q. It goes for the E. Is not able to really puncture down the Karma, and down goes Thresh because Caitlyn is just gonna get chunked out as well. Ezreal coming in large there, taking out the double kill, and they are still pretty healthy during that trade.
Yeah, big plays coming out of the bot lane. here for the side of Taco Taco's Taco Truck. And same for Taco Taco in the top lane. If the namesake himself.
We missed a solo kill there. Well, with all those tacos, Galio had a nice trade onto Orianna, really just focusing her down and then able to poke her out with the ignite.
Yeah. All right. So, top side up, and this really gonna be like a carry off this game. The double kill comes in bot lane. The Thresh not respecting the turn potential of the Ezreal Karma. Karma outputs a lot of damage, and Ezreal's still a powerful champion before he gets his tier.
Oh, Taco is going in and gets chunked out as well from the Vladimir.
Taco Taco's Taco Truck really going in for the trade there, but getting bursted out by the Vladimir. So absolutely in the bot lane, a lot of people think Ezreal does no damage early game, and that's mostly a misconception because his level... Oh, we see another engage coming in.
Oh, another great Thresh hook there. Really landing on Karma once again, but we're seeing the same thing happen again, where Karma just shields herself, and Ezreal does a huge amount of damage onto the Thresh, really focusing him down and really punishing him for going in.
Yeah, so like, alright, so here's the issue with Ezreal's early damage. We see another engage coming in.
Another great engage from Karma this time, going in onto Caitlyn. Karma's actually the one being chunked out. Thresh has a great lantern, really takes them out, and it's gonna go even here. But we do see Wukong, we do see Orianna. They are actually in Amumu's jungle. Are they gonna be looking for a pick? Let's wait and find out. Be very quiet. Wukong hunting Amumu.
Okay. Alright. The fighting's over. Ezreal's level 1 damage is actually fine. Mana pool is the gate on his level 1 trading.
Think again, the fight is not over. They're doing more. Where's this Orianna? I thought they were going in. Oh, here is the Wukong.
Oh no.
Come on, Wukong. Come on. Here it is. There. Oh, there they go. Wukong is all over this map. You really just smacking him down with the EQ combo. Really focusing him. Here comes Amumu with that counter gank. Wukong going in, securing the kill onto Galio. He is just going to keep chunking down Amumu. He's just going to keep going. He's not going to go for the tower dive there. But great trade, great engage from the Wukong. Really seeing that Galio was pushed way too far into the Orianna and punishing him.
Yeah. All right. So now that we have a chance to actually talk about things, Ezreal's early damage isn't actually that bad. It's mostly mana gating. He doesn't really fall off per se in lane phase until he gets his tier, and the other player either has a BF sword or they have a pickaxe or double long sword or something to that effect. In which case he does start falling behind in lane phase.
There they go. There's the Thresh hook, but it's into the tower this time. There's not enough shields in the world to protect you there, Karma.
Yeah, and that's just another great hook coming out from Thresh. Lots of good hooks connecting top lane, or bot lane rather. Top lane, on the other hand, we do see the Vladimir, now that he has some levels, he's able to contest.
Oh, Ezreal dodges the hook, goes in. He has the ignite off. He does go in and engages onto Thresh. Ease in, flashes away, has ignite on him. Is it enough to really take that double kill? He is going to live with his life.
Karen France coming up big on that Ezreal there. Still, now 3-0 on him, matching the Wukong as well in scoreboard. 4-4, 500 gold advantage coming out of mostly CS, out of the jungle and the top lane for the side of TDK.
The Dandelion Knights.
Yeah. I should point out that we don't currently have a overlay on the stream, and we apologize for that. We're working on getting that fixed. We see another trade coming out top lane, though.
Taco Taco's Taco Truck is in danger. Here comes the Vladimir, flashing in, pulling over. Is he going to be able to really proc down on the Taco Taco? Taco Taco does go down.
Yeah, and we see the first item for the Camille as well, being the Executioner's Calling. Not a very stat-efficient item, but removing a lot of the healing potential of this Vladimir, and we see it coming to good effect there, but it's still not enough to get the kill. We really need to see the Camille just taking a step back probably at this point and letting the Vladimir have his way with the lane and just picking up what farm she can, waiting for ganks.
Oh, nice splash from Fresh to really secure him there. He does get a nice hook, and he's re-engaging onto the Galio that once almost knocked him up into River, but he's just gonna do it almost as a punishing tool.
Yeah. So now at this point, the Ezreal being 3-0, picking up his Mana Mune at like, what I have to imagine he got it at like 8 minutes 30 seconds or something crazy like that. It's actually so big and so far ahead. This Ezreal is, I don't even think he's behind on raw damage. I think he has more damage items than Caitlyn practically. Yeah, the Mana Mune giving him 60 AD right now.
Whoa, large a Mumu stun there, but Ezreal comes in huge as well with that burst of damage into the Galio ulti. That was a massive wombo combo coming in from Taco's taco truck.
Yeah, and another, like, a huge Curse of the Sad Mummy into a two-man True Shot Barrage, just picking up 2 more kills for this Ezreal, putting him at 5-0, and it looks like this Ezreal just wants to run away with this game, and the only way to stop him is going to be this Vladimir and this Wukong coming out of the jungle. And it looks really annoying to play this Camille into this Vladimir. Trying to trade onto a Vladimir, you proc your spell shield, your damage shield passive on Camille, and then the Vladimir just sits there holding his E, and your shield falls off, then he pokes you for half your HP. And you're like, well, am I not supposed to auto the Vladimir? What do I do?
Very quiet. We hunting a Mumu. Not able to really get the Orianna ulti onto a Mumu there. Re-engage from Taco. They are going to go back in. Vlad is doing damage with his pool. They might do another turret dive. They are going to disengage. Possibly just pick up Shelly here.
Yeah, and Taco is going to start having a really, really hard time in this top lane on the Camille against this Vladimir, who's now very, very far ahead in levels and in gold, just from the kills, the assists, and the small CS advantage they've accrued. But Karen Franz on the bot lane, really looking to be the saving grace of this team. 5-0 on the Ezreal. Galio still putting up work in the mid lane until he's eventually going to get outscaled.
Ooh, Camille ulti going down onto Vladimir. He will leave, though. Amumu was just too far behind to really get close enough to land a Q and really do that extra DPS that Camille needed.
Yeah, the Hextech ultimatum comes out. Amumu not in range to follow up, though, quite unfortunately there. The Vladimir does get to make it out. And does complete his proto belt now, actually, before TPing back in the lane to collect the farm as it rolls into turret. Galio's going to keep push on mid lane, as that champion is wont to do, be able to secure some river control for the Mumu, make sure that the Wukong doesn't have permanent invade pressure. Wukong 4-1, completed his warrior, building into, I think it's going to be a death stance based on the double longsword, but it might be a lethality item instead, just looking to one-shot the Ezreal. Ezreal, though, with the Karma Shields, it's going to be so hard to kill going into this late game if he's able to just get away from this Wukong and only have one person on him at a time. It's just going to be brutal. I'm really going to have to see some really good Vladimir flanks to be able to pick off this Ezreal. Really actually admirable that this Caitlyn is keeping up in farm too. Against a 5-0 Ezreal that's this far ahead. Really actually ahead on damage items in general because of all the gold he's gotten injected this game. And already has the Sheen too, working towards his Triforce, already has his CDR boots. It's just going to be really, really difficult for them to do anything to affect him down there. Amumu is falling behind in farm against the Wukong. Mostly a symptom of the Wukong being 4-1 and being able to clear a lot faster.
Very nice damage coming up from mid lane, getting that Ignite proc and just finishing off the Orianna. Very clean kill on to Galio, getting another solo kill on Orianna.
Yeah, and that just, the Galio damage comes out of nowhere in these games. You don't like, you never expect Galio. You think of him as, like, a supportive mid laner, a tank.
Looks like they're posturing mid lane here. We do have Galio roaming down as well. I feel like we're going to see the Galio ulti coming in. There it is. The Mumu's just going to lock down the Thresh, and that's another kill going to Ezreal.
Yeah. And exactly just this, right? You think about Galio as a tank champion or as a champion that is going to sacrifice some farm to make roams, but he doesn't have to. He can clear every minion wave practically instantly in mid lane and just applies so much pressure and does so much damage that you're not expecting out of someone who's as tanky as he is. It will just one-shot you. Like, the Orianna not respecting the damage there, again getting one-shot, building some magic resist now, but I think it's too late for her. This lane's pretty doomed. She's not going to have her first item completed. Proto Belt already done on the side of the Galio. She really needs to get her items, but she's falling behind in farm because the pressure from Galio in lane is just practically insurmountable for most champions.
Dylan is doing everything that she can to just survive the overall burst, and there is a nice Thresh Lantern to get her away from that just 3-man complete obliteration.
Yeah, and we see, Caitlyn just escaping there, just barely. Turret's already down bot lane. We do have the Rift Herald onto the Wukong right now, perhaps trying to make a play with that, but nothing available to him yet. No wave to push down mid lane while the Galio is MIA. Dragons, though, we do see actually a 2-dragon advantage. It sort of snuck up on us in this game, going over to the side of Taco's Taco Truck. And that's going to be really important, actually, going through the rest of this game. We see it is an Infernal Rift, I believe, and being able to secure a soul this game would do a lot for the sake of Galio and Amumu's damage scaling, allowing Ezreal to properly 1v5, and letting Camille really scale into her own. She's really far behind right now, but that's to be expected when you get counter-ganked as hard as she did top lane by the level 3 Wukong early game, letting the Vladimir scale really, really free for the first few levels. And then off of that, once the Camille starts getting 2 to 3 items, she should be able to contest this Vladimir pretty easily.
I do want to not jinx it, Hunter, but it's actually an Infernal, and it's not a... Whoa, wait, hold up a minute! Galio's going in on Caitlyn!
Galio just one-shot.
Whoa, hold up! Hold up, I was just talking about an Infernal Dragon!
Yeah, so we have Infernal Rift coming in, and that's the damage from Infernal is going to be really helpful.
Whoa, hold up. Thresh goes in. The Wukong going in with the ultimate. Gets a 2-man knockup. Orianna getting a huge double knockup on Amumu, onto Ezreal. There goes Wukong. What a massive engage from the side of the Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really, really great wombo combo coming in there to kill the Ezreal. And actually, I want to check who picked up the shutdown. It's actually Thresh picked up the shutdown onto Ezreal, so that's sort of a disaster for Dandelion Knights. But aside from that, getting the kill onto the Ezreal is huge here. The Wukong ulti into the command shockwave combo, pulling him back in for the second charge of Wukong ulti. Just doing a really, really good job picking off of Karen Franz there. And by the way, I just want to put this out here. Taco's Taco Truck has 2 of my favorite player names in this entire league. Karen Franz and Taco are both heroes to me for simply their names. A big shout out to them.
Whoa, we got another engaged top side here. The turret does go down to Shelly, but will they be able to leave with their lives with that Galio engage and the Camille engage? They will. They will walk out. That's some good Shelly positioning and a good turret take.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the side of Team Dandelion Knights walking down mid, pressuring the mid turret, breaking about half of its HP down before the Ezreal shows up and pressures them out.
That is seen on a red trinket, the Oracle lens there, and not... Oh! That could have been huge. If Thresh did land that hook there, that was going to be another massive engage on the side of Dandelion Knight.
That might have been another pick onto the Ezreal there too, but good timing on the Arcane Shift, gets out of the Thresh hook, can be a little spicy sometimes with the Arcane Shift because it does have a cast animation. You will still dash no matter what, but there is a little, you have to be really quick on it, honestly, to not get hit. We don't see Camille having scaled yet. Vladimir's just going to run her down. Shouldn't be able to secure the kill.
Whoa, Thresh gets another beautiful hook this game. Caitlyn with massive damage into the snipe, but gets Zonya's, or gets actually, that was the pocket watch, right? Not as Zonya?
Yeah, that was stopwatch coming out of
the Karma.
Yeah, stopwatch coming out of the Karma, keeping her safe from the Caitlyn ult.
Oh, here comes Galio, flash over the wall, into an E, into his taunt, but not able to really get anyone, not able to really pick anyone off. But this Thresh has been landing beautiful hook after beautiful hook this game, and has been really focusing, just focusing Taco Truck team down.
Yeah, absolutely. Thresh getting a lot of really good hooks. Sometimes they don't work out, mostly because the fight is unwinnable, but the hooks are pretty consistently just hitting on priority targets in almost every single one of these instances, and that's such a huge boon for Dandelion Knights going into this next fight here.
Yes,
we do
it looks
see
like
the
Team Dandelion Knights are going to really be focusing down onto these dragons, and just trying to get that initial burst. That extra damage would be really nice for them.
Yeah, and we see a flank actually coming out from Taco's Taco Truck.
Whoa! Ayo! Downtown! Steel Ezreal ulti takes the dragon!
Yeah, and the dragon went down to 43 HP there before the Ezreal ult ended up stealing it. And just really unfortunate for the side of Dandelion Knights. That puts Taco's Taco Truck on Soul Point, Infernal Soul Point at that, and we talked about a little bit earlier how impactful that is going to be for them with what amounts to 5 damage champions, because Amumu is a damage champion in a lot of ways, even if he builds full tank.
Oh, Orianna tried to pick off the Ezreal there, but he had E up and was able to escape the Orianna ultimate. There's Thresh once more. Is he able to land a hook on Karma? Karma does sidestep it. Ezreal does flash away from the Wukong. And now they have a 4-member mid lane, and they're trying to push down to possibly even get another turret here. But Ezreal just overall poke can take out these minions pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, Ezreal's reasonably good at clearing minions, a little bit less so without the Frozen Gauntlet. But even with Triforce, just able to queue down the minion wave. Vladimir protobelts into a wall there. Protobelt does not actually let the projectiles travel through walls either. Makes it a little bit less annoying, but still quite an obnoxious item to play against if you are used to characters not having the exact threat range they get off of it. The Ezreal we do see has built some healing reduction, mostly for this Vladimir, I'd imagine. Two healing reduction items is about as much as you're going to want going into this Vladimir on both your carries.
Got another fight going down. Here comes the ultimate from Galio, but it's not really enough to pick up anyone because Vladimir just pools it. Here goes Caitlyn. She is actually doing nice damage in the backlines there. Does flash away, understands that Galio is right on top of her face, actually cancels her ultimate during that fight to save herself. Thresh is being a huge nuisance to Taco's truck, as he just keeps queuing after queuing after queuing into playing into ultimate there. And the Taco truck actually come up huge in this engage, getting this turret, and I think they have to do a reset, so they might actually get 2 turrets here.
Yeah, that's actually something that you might have missed on the backside of that team fight too, is the Camille went in onto what I think was like a 20-30% HP Wukong, and the Wukong actually managed to turn it around onto her, survive with the help of 2 Orianna shields, and kill the Camille. The Camille really, really needs to get one of her core items completed, and is really, really hurting for not having it right now. She needs to either get the Ravenous Hydra or the Triforce completed, needs to probably build some form of defense.
Whoa, that's a flat.
That's
Blast. Vampire. He's just gonna keep sucking everyone's blood.
That's a gift answer. There's no vampires in League of Legends, silly. That's what you get from the. All right, so the recent TP buff gives you move speed, up to I think 30% based on level or game time. On top of that, it looks like this Vladimir took Nimbus Cloak, Nimbus Cloak scales off of cooldown reduction on, or cooldown on the summoner spell, so the longer the cooldown, the bigger the speed boost. And that is a fast boy. These
Very
active
fast.
flanks are going to be deadly coming into this late game every time TP is up. That man's fast. And wait until, if he builds a Spellbinder, it's not going to get any better for the side of Taco Truck. Trying to outrun that man. We do see Camille almost, I believe, she's sitting on 250 gold, looking at about 1,000 more to be able to complete her Trinity Force. Did complete Ionian Boots so that she'll have more hook shots available and more Qs available, a lot more DPS, a lot better turret tanking potential and chase down potential once she gets her 2 core items completed. Once that's there, she might be able to stand up to the Vladimir, but Vladimir is going to have death cap by the time that is completed, and that might just mean that she dies in one shot because she has no magic resist and doesn't get a chance to lifesteal off of her Ravenous Hydra.
Very interesting. Now,
we do see the Wukong has completed his Black Cleaver, which is going to do a lot for Caitlyn's DPS in these team fights as well. And the Orianna is working on her Banshee's Veil so that she's a little bit more survivable against this.
Oh, there goes the Mumu. There goes the Caitlyn into a nice trap underneath the Wukong ultimate. Wukong is going to get engaged on, but he's able to leave with his life there. And then Galio going in, trying to chunk them down, gets the double tunt off, but dies immediately right after there. Wukong running for his life. There goes Vladimir. He's into the fight. Taco is on the Vladimir, does take out this man, and there is another huge shutdown for Caitlyn here. And then they're gonna re-engage. Caitlyn has her ultimate still up. They're going to try and just pick off the last 2 members here. Unable to pick off Karma, but that is a huge win for the Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, and the Infinite Blades on this Wukong has actually been just, in all of these team fights, keeps living with what looks like sub 100 HP every time someone goes into him. Even in, like, the level 3 fight, top lane was the same thing. Gets the heal off of Triumph, survives just barely, goes back in, gets more kills, gets another kill, gets another knock-up, one-shots the Ezreal and the back end of that team fight in conjunction with the Caitlyn. And just really getting baited in by this Wukong and the passive HP regen and armor coming in out of his passive plus the Triumph procs. Just keeping him alive against all odds, and Conqueror too on top of that.
It's quite nutty. Following this Wukong in team fights is very difficult.
Yeah, of course then he just spawns another clone of himself, and then you're like, I don't know which one's the real Wukong. They're both low, but one of them's gonna die. Which one's auto-attacking? All that stuff.
I thought he died twice.
Alright, so we're working up to, we did see the Infernal thankfully picked up from the side of Team Dandelion Knights there, preventing the Infernal Soul from coming out for Taco's Taco Truck. We will see, probably the next Infernal is the one that you really want to see the contest over. Camille should have her core items completed by then. If she doesn't, it might be another Infernal going over pretty easily to Dandelion Knights while we wait for this to scale up. This is actually one of the really weird games where both teams scale extraordinarily hard and really poorly at different rules. So Galio, we talked this a bit last game, doesn't scale well. He's already got his core items.
Oh, flash from Amumu, dodges the thresh hook, goes immediately onto Caitlyn. A massive shutdown onto Caitlyn to Ezreal there. Double kill Ezreal. He's going to keep going. He's going to keep chunking down this enemy team. And that's a big win for Taco's Truck.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great play coming out of Shadow in the jungle. Brilliant Amumu play, flashing over the thresh hook, hitting the bandage toss onto the Caitlyn, blowing her up instantly with the rest of his team as backup. Turning onto the Baron now with the entire bot lane of Team Dandelion Knights down. This Wukong doesn't have a flash available, doesn't have a blast plan available. So if they don't actually give him an E over the wall, he's not going to be able to get into this pit. There's no way he can steal it, and it's just up to the Orianna ulti, but the Orianna's dead.
In! Taco takes out Orianna, but not able to finish off the Wukong. The Wukong does die, and just Karma shut down there.
Yeah, that's actually... Karma getting the shutdown is a little bit of a shame there, but really, great play actually coming out of the Camille there. She will get away too. All right, so what happened on the back end there is the Camille precision protocol that she ulted the Wukong clone. And when you Camille ult someone, you knock away all other champions nearby. So she ults the Wukong clone, knocks the real Wukong away from her, and lives with like 10 HP on the back end of that team fight. Now with the Baron secured for the side of Taco Truck, they should be able to push down some turrets, get some gold advantage, and Camille should get her core items before this Infernal Dragon spawns the next minute and a half.
See Galio trying to engage onto Caitlyn, but they're just kiting him back very effectively, actually. And then here comes a TP from Orianna, and she does get a nice double ultimate onto Galio, onto Ezreal. There's another great thresh hook, but it's on a Mumu. I don't think he really wants to go in onto that. And they're going to back off with that's a win for the Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, and these Caitlyn crits are massive. They keep coming out, like hitting the Ezreal and the Galio there 2 separate times for about half their HP on each individual crit. It's just massive coming out from the side of Dandelion Knights. This Caitlyn damage is too big to be ignored. We will see the Dragon Infernal Soul point for the side of Taco Truck spawning in 1 minute's time. There is no vision for either team around that dragon, and no pink wards on the side of the Taco Truck, except for the Amumu, and only 1 pink ward on the side of the Thresh for Team Dandelion Knights. Should be really difficult to contest with no wards coming up around it. Karma and Thresh both have wards in their inventory though, so they can at least get basic vision. And going into this dragon fight, it's going to be really important to see a good Wukong engage. Coming in probably onto the Caitlyn, or really onto the Caitlyn.
There goes the Thresh with an engage onto a Mumu, and massive damage from Caitlyn, really taking out a Mumu, and almost they've secured the dragon because they don't have enough damage. They cannot contest this. Camille is topside. She's not going to be TPing. She's going to try and take what she can and try and get that turret to really try and make a better gold differential for her team.
Yeah, and barring another miraculous steal, but they're contesting.
Whoa, they're contesting. There goes the Galio.
Oh,
whoa! My. Incredible Orianna ultimate, really taking it away from the pressure onto Caitlyn, who was almost dead for one more auto attack. Great positioning all around onto the Orianna there, and saving almost like the whole team fight just with the Orianna ulti.
Yeah, Galio damage is nutty. His damage is going to keep getting bigger, but that's the only thing that's going to keep getting bigger on that Galio from this point on. It's not going to get much more utility, and it's just going to be going in like that, and people trying to not get gone in like that on. Camille almost completed her second core item at this point, sitting on 1,600 gold. We'll have it once she gets back to base.
Butterbeer pool is down. Amumu will go for the Q bind, but not able to get it. Vladimir going back and does fall really fast down to Karma again. Karma does get another shutdown.
Yeah, and this Karma's getting a lot of gold actually, and building AP items at this point. Almost, is she done her Zhonya's? I think that's a free stopwatch, so I don't think she's quite ready to pick up her Zhonya's when she goes back, but we'll be picking it up soon. Amumu gonna not get caught out by this Thresh again. The Ezreal is at 5 items actually, really strong. Picked up the armor pen to be able to pretty much preempt any armor built from the side of Dandelion Knights. I'd like to see some more damage come out of him, maybe a Bork for his last item, probably a Bork coming out for his last item here, just so he can output enough damage in these team fights to kill people. And Caitlyn's not too far behind at 4.5 items. Orianna gotta do really little damage, actually, this game. She's only got 2 items and boots completed. Doesn't have a death cap yet, doesn't have any extra magic pen yet, as she shouldn't. Building magic pen with double AP on your team like this isn't really a great idea, but really gonna need a death cap to be able to nuke people.
Thresh with another great Thresh hook there. He goes in onto Karma. Vladimir is going to engage onto that, and the Caitlyn does get a nice shutdown on Karma.
Yeah, and the actually downside of the Karma picking up all these kills
Oh, here comes the Galio ulti, knocking up 3 members of the enemy team. This is going to be a huge fight. The Galio is just chonking down everyone. Double kill, triple kill, and they're going to try and get this Caitlyn. She is really good at kiting. Oh my word. Caitlyn almost brought that back, but too bad the Mumu.
Yeah. Taco going a bit far there, but Taco's Taco Truck, on the other hand, winning the team fight with a great engage by the Amumu, followed up on by the Hero's Entrance by the Galio, knocking up 3 people, chunking them all down. Ezreal ulti coming in over top of that. Karen Franz on this Ezreal, outputting massive amounts of damage in this team fight to back his team up. And Taco's glad he recruited these team members, really carrying him through this game, not having the best game on the Camille himself.
Yeah, he's a good manager. What can he say?
Yeah, it's the excellent manager. It is his taco truck. I think he pays the lease.
Yeah, of course.
But Karen is the captain. But Taco does pay the lease.
Yeah, he's that's his taco truck. I don't know who else would.
All right. So, we're hyping up Taco Truck a lot here, but Dandelion Knights coming in from the other side. There's, in no way are they out of this game yet.
Oh, hey-oh, special from downtown. Get the Ezreal into a nice E, into a nice ultimate. Is that going to be a pick? They are going in. Here comes the Galio with his taunt. Are they going to take out Thresh? What's happening over here? Camille, Taco's in danger. Taco does fall down. There's Thresh. He's very low. Ezreal's going to quickly pick him up. What's happening down here? Vladimir's going in on a 2v1. He's going to take out the Karma. There goes Galio. What's happening over here? He's taunting, and he's going to be auto-attacking, trying to take down Caitlyn. Caitlyn did take out Galio. What's happening to Vladimir? Vladimir almost died. Now they're going back in. Caitlyn's going in on Amumu. There goes Wukong, ulting the Amumu. Amumu gets a nice double ult onto Orianna, onto Caitlyn. Is Caitlyn able to clean this up? Is Caitlyn going to be able to get Ezreal? No, they're going to be turning onto Dragon. Baron.
So that's, thank you, Eminem. We do see, as I was trying to say beforehand, Dandelion Knights are in no way out of this game. We do see a massive team fight win coming out of them. I think that ends up being a 3 or 4. I think they got a 4 for 1, 4 for 2 there. Orianna is still alive. 4 for 1 there, actually, coming out. Hereford coming in on the back.
Oh, and he does get the shutdown on to Caitlyn here. He does do nice chip damage. Can he steal it? Can he steal it? No, there is a Wukong there. Wukong is definitely angry and does get a nice shutdown on to the Ezreal.
Yeah, Angry Monkey there comes in, cleans up the kill on the Ezreal at the end of there. Picked up the Baron. The Baron will go over onto 4 members of Dandelion Knights. And now they go down to the Infernal. Maybe throwing away your life, as Ezreal there's not the best idea with the Infernal Soul point coming up for your team.
We got another great engage. Wukong does secure the dragon. Here comes a huge taunt from Galio. The Camille Taco going in onto the Wukong. Wukong taking out Taco. There goes Galio. The Vladimir does pick up a nice double kill here. Wait a second. Vladimir got a double. Who else did he murder?
There's a dead Galio, a dead Karma, and a dead Taco.
Whoa. So Vladimir went down, killed Karma, then came back to his team to get the Galio.
Yeah, it looks like it. Might have picked it up with the ulti too on the back end. Alright, so now we're at Infernal Soul point for both teams. Sort of mirroring last game. The Vladimir has reached an absolutely massive point in this game, and the only thing stopping him from murdering everyone on the opposing team is magic resist, so I'd really like to see that Void Staff come out. Hopefully the Amp Tome will be turned into that. The Ezreal does have he's completed actually his last item, Bloodthirster, coming out instead of Blade of the Ruined King. DPS is going to be a little bit lower, but he has the extra Bloodthirster shield on top of it to keep him healthy, keep him not getting one-shot by the Wukong or the Vladimir, and it has a lot more lifesteal on it, so he's going to stay healthier in these team fights while outputting damage. Taco in the top lane doesn't have any room in his inventory and doesn't have any gold in his inventory either. Really needs a magic resist item to go up against this nearly 6-item Vladimir, and won't be able to match in the split push until that happens.
Whoa, we get a nice Galio ulti into Taco, engaging on to the Caitlyn, getting the Thresh. There goes a massive Orianna ulti on 4 members of Taco Truck. Another re-engage from Taco himself. There goes the Q. There goes the Q from Namumu. They're going on to Wukong. Wukong is safe in the backline. There's Orianna. Another engage from Taco going on to Orianna. There they go. They're going to turn onto Taco. Exhaust down onto Vladimir. They're going to Karma. They're going to really be focusing down onto Vladimir. 3 members are on Vladimir. Can Vladimir pick up the kill on Taco? He does get the kill on Taco. There goes Galio. He does get the shutdown on Vladimir. Here goes Ezreal. He's going to be pushing up, trying to focus down onto the Wukong. Wukong re-engaging, ulting in onto Ezreal. He's got to keep fighting. They're going to keep going. And Orianna comes in with a nice shield with Wukong. There is an inhibitor respawning.
All right, so this is currently a 4 versus 2 in the base. Thresh respawns, making it a 4 versus 3. Taco Truck pushing out.
Massive ultimate from Orianna into the Wukong. Wukong does pick up the Karma. There goes Thresh. He's onto the back line. He's trying to get the Ezreal. There goes Wukong. There's a double kill from Caitlyn going on to Ezreal. Ezreal trying to run for his life. Wukong is too fast. Wukong's just going to disengage with his team, reset for his team. His Nexus is alive. They're going to re-evaluate what's going to happen next.
Yeah, huge Orianna ulti coming out in that team fight. 4-man Ori ult. She has no damage, but it doesn't matter. Pulling in everyone into the Wukong, into the Caitlyn as she spawns off of the base. Only losing 0, actually. Nexus turrets there. And now we're looking at Dragon spawning in 1 minute 30 seconds, and both teams have to posture for this Infernal Soul. Whoever wins this fight is going to have a massive advantage going into the rest of the game. And we really see, in the solo lanes, the Vladimir is so far ahead of Taco on this Camille in the top lane. But same, in the exact same way, the Galio mid lane is so far ahead of this Orianna. And the solo lane's just countering each other pretty much in this way, except Vladimir scales way better than this Galio. And Orianna does way more with less gold than Camille does. Meanwhile, in this bot lane, Caitlyn and Ezreal just having a slugfest. 15 kills apiece on these 80 carries, trying to carry these team fights with their consistent damage for their teams. And Caitlyn's 6 items, she's beat her mid-game power trough. She's now at late game Caitlyn status. She's got
very quiet. We're going back to engaging on Karma. There goes the Thresh Q.
And that's a 4 versus 5. Looking at this Infernal Soul.
There goes the engage from Galio. It's not going to knock up anyone. Taco going onto Wukong, shutting him down into the Raptor's pit. And there goes Galio onto 2 members of the backline. Not able to quite burst them. Not able to take them out. There they go. They're re-engaging. Another engage from Wukong. That is a huge win for Team Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, Dandelion Knights coming up huge with that bait pick onto the Karma into the turn. Caitlyn just unassailable with all this HP right now. The Galio's trying to one-shot her, but he's past his prime. He's not able to kill people in one shot anymore. They're too much HP, too much base stats onto this Caitlyn, and she's just gonna push down the Nexus.
They're gonna win the game here. They're gonna try and win here. There goes one.
Needs to
there they go. They're going in for 2. Oh, Thresh gets a nice cook onto Ezreal, and they're ending it. There they go. Team Dandelion take the game. What a close match. Incredible performance by both teams.
Yeah, it's a great game coming out from both teams. Dandelion Knights just close it out at the end there with a great ulti coming out of Mystic on the Orianna to save his own Nexus. And then good picks and great team fighting, finishing out the game around the Infernal Soul point. Just closing out the game. Gotta get into Ace and MVP now, eh?
Yes, please.
All right, so
this one's hard.
This is hard. I mean, all right, I have to give MVP to the Wukong. Wukong did so much in the early game, so much in almost all of these team fights. Only really started being outshined by the Caitlyn in the last couple team fights. But just in general, massive damage coming in all of these team fights for the Wukong. Great CC, great stalling, and just never dying despite being on the front line against a massively fed Ezreal and Galio this entire game. Only 3 deaths coming in on the Wukong. The least on his team. It's by quite a large margin, half as much as the next player on his team. Massive play coming out of the Wukong. Want to see more of that coming out in the next game. And then I think you got to give it to Karen, the Ezreal on the side of Taco's Taco Truck for the ace. Great early game play, great laning, coming out to a really huge advantage and snowballing that really effectively. only 3 deaths himself on the Ezreal, only 3 deaths coming out on the Ezreal rather, and just really only suffering in this game due to the slimmest of margins and the fact that Ezreal's damage really does start to fall off against crit marksman late game.
Very well said. I couldn't agree more. These two teams are incredible, and I'm super excited to see what they're going to bring in for game 2. When we come back, another matchup between Taco Shop and Team Dandelion Knights. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be for our second match here between Team Dandelion Knights versus Taco's Taco Truck, we're going to hopefully see what we saw last game and maybe even another close, exciting game. These two teams are very evenly skilled, are playing mind games with each other, and it's super fun to watch. Hunter, can you give me your takeaways before we go into this next match?
Yeah, absolutely. A big takeaway from last match for me is Infinite Blades on the Wukong jungle, running Ghost, and getting that early advantage top lane that really set Vladimir and Camille down a very Vladimir flavored path. And that snowballing so much in the advantage of Dandelion Knights. Coming in and just the continued play for the Wukong on top of that through the rest of the game, I'd like to see more of that coming out. And the same thing on the other side for in the bot lane, the Ezreal from Karen France, doing really good work in the early game, getting a couple early kills in lane phase and snowballing that really hard into a good advantage for themselves. And just honestly more great play out of all of the players and matching that again.
Very well said. Very well said. We're gonna hop right into game 2 of Team Dandelion Knights versus Taco's Taco Truck. And Hunter, when we get in here, I want to see your lane matchups and predictions.
Absolutely. All right, and as we get into this game here, we do see in the top lane, we have Caston versus Galio. This is a mid lane matchup. I think we have it wrong, but wait, look, in the mid lane, we also have a mid lane matchup. So we're playing mid lane and top lane this game. Uh, Based on my mid lane knowledge, Caston loses priority really, really hard against Galio, but Galio cannot kill Caston, especially not post 6 because of Rift Walk, just hopping out of the taunt or the Justice Punch. Pre 6, Galio should have a bit of run of the lane here, but since it is being played in top lane, it should be a lot harder for Galio to roam, and it should be a lot harder for Caston to run away. Especially, again, pre 6, if the Wukong comes up there, he can shut down this Caston really, really effectively just by wrapping around behind him and auto-attacking him to death, because Caston can do literally nothing about that. In the jungle, we do see a rematch of the Wukong with Ghost versus the Amumu, and I expect to see the matchup play out in a pretty similar way. Wukong has much better 1v1 trading advantage and much more damage to counter gank with, but Amumu does have CC early game, so if he manages to dodge the Wukong counter gank, he could make some work happen in the early game. In the mid lane, we have Orianna versus Aatrox with Ignite. I'm not super familiar with this lane despite playing a lot of Orianna. I would imagine that it's just as simple as sidestep Aatrox Q, but that's not always an easy thing to do, no matter what skill level you're at, and Aatrox can be a pretty oppressive champion if he gets ahead, so let's hope that doesn't happen. And in the bot lane, we see Teleport on the Aphelios with a Soraka support going into Ezreal Karma. We do see the Ezreal Karma coming out from the side of Taco's Taco Truck again. It worked really well last game for them. Why change a thing? But we do see the Teleport Varus to counter it. Teleport is traditionally taken in Ezreal lane's bot lane just because Ezreal wants to take it himself. But Ezreal didn't take it this time, so there's actually a slightly advantageous all-in thanks to the heal for the side of the Ezreal Karma. And the Varus is just looking to farm up, really use his lane pressure to get the Soraka through safely, and Soraka herself looking to keep the Varus from taking too much poke damage from the Karma Ezreal.
Very interesting. It should be a great matchup here. We do see the Wukong actually posturing towards mid lane, possibly into a level 3 gank here. He is looking, but I'm not sure if he's going to quite get it. We see trades coming in top side. Good chunky damage from Galio, like we saw last game. Really good at just chunking out your lane opponent and then going in and trying to find other picks around the map here.
Yeah, and we do see Wukong full cleared his red side jungle before going up to his blue buff here, and maybe even contesting this Amumu at the Scuttlecraft top side. The Amumu not willing to take the trade again, backs off of the Scuttlecraft once they see Wukong there, realizing that they don't want a repeat of what happened top lane last game. Giving over 2 kills to the Wukong early really helped the snowball out in the jungle, and I'm interested to see what Infinite Blades on this Wukong is able to do without that early advantage.
Very well said. We do have a flash from both mid laners going in as an engage on Aatrox and a disengage on Orianna. Or Amumu is actually just gonna, like you said, give up that top scuttle and immediately roam to the bot scuttle.
Yeah, and with his bot side camps respawning now too, he'll get a little bit of vision deep inside the Wukong's jungle. Maybe looking for camps as well. Then he can just go back to his own side, catch his respawning camps, get a massive rebound, just come back EXP, or what do you call it. And we see a fight top lane.
Yeah, a lot of great chunking down. Bot lane, Karma almost got just chunked out from the Varus Qs, from the Varus auto attacks, and then the same thing happening top side here. Galio's still relatively healthy and really punishing the early levels of Kassadin.
Yeah, and we really do want, I really want to see Kassadin back now. He does actually just get back to base now. He's able to build a tier. I don't like building tier first on Kassadin because it makes your bad laning phase even worse, and I traditionally like seeing Catalyst first, or some other sort of actual stats with the tier coming out much later. But we do see the tier come out. He does TP back into lane, gonna pick up some gold, and once he gets level 6, he should be much safer in this lane, practically immune to Wukong ults while he's on his side of the map, and immune to this sort of Galio bullying.
Good engage from Galio, really understanding his limits here, but I'm not sure if he sees the Amumu wrapping around the corner and just, he's about to get caught out. Good flash from Galio to escape the Amumu gank.
But I don't know if he even ended up having to blow flash there. There's just no damage coming out of the Kassadin in this lane. So it would have just been him getting walked at by an Amumu, and maybe he wants to preserve his HP bar, seeing as he's already used TP. But it would really just be that. It's preserving an HP bar so that you don't get walked at by the Amumu for the next 20 seconds while you try and get back to turret.
And a good ward by Galio there, really just pinking out the try instead of his lower bush there. He sees that Orianna is being constantly pushed in by the Aatrox, so he's not really scared of the mid roaming up to him, but is more worried about this Amumu coming in and roaming from the jungle to attack him. Right here, we see a nice engage from Wukong, doing some good damage. A dash in from Aatrox to proc ignite onto Orianna, but she does have a shield. She does have a lot of ways to keep her healthy in that situation, and it's not going to end her life.
Yeah, and the Orianna there getting a little creep blocked, almost dying for it, but luckily does manage to escape at the end there. Aatrox not able to pick up the solo kill, didn't have any of his cooldowns up other than his dash. More fighting going in bot lane, though.
Yeah, bot lane, there's going to be a nice fight here. Is it going to be enough? Varus might be charging up his Q and might snipe her. There it is! Woo! What a snipe by Varus there, going in onto the Karma, taking first blood for himself.
Yeah, Varus Q can be deceptively powerful, even... this is a lethality Varus this game, actually. But even if it weren't lethality Varus, it can be deceptively powerful if you activate your W buff on it, giving it missing HP damage as well. Just allows you to pretty much execute anyone with low stats like Karma from that much HP pretty consistently with the full charge. Do see the Wukong pick up the enemy blue buff before transitioning it into this Cloud Dragon, and you know what that means. It means there's not another Cloud Dragon, and we've been really lucky.
We are really lucky today.
There's been no Cloud Rifts today.
It's the opposite effect now. Now that we don't want to, I think we should do this more often. We should just complain about the amount of Cloud Dragons, because now we never see them.
It's going to be great for this game, too. Cloud's always a little bit boring and anticlimactic. It means the soul point isn't worth very much for either team in most circumstances. So, one of the things about this top lane, we do see Kassadin actually manages to have a CS advantage. That's mostly through mechanical outplay and just hitting last hitting minions a little bit better, rather than matchup statistics. We see Poke coming down bot lane, but this Caston, now that he has his Rift Walk, so long as he keeps the wave on his side of the map, which is pretty easy to do into Galio, because Galio can't auto minions without pushing because of his passive, he's not going to be gankable, and he's just going to free farm in this top lane for the rest of the game. And that's just, it's going to create a pretty insurmountable advantage coming into this late game, having a Caston that's free farmed, having the Amumu scaling, Ezreal scaling, and Aatrox scales into mid game really well too. In the mid lane, we see Orianna continue to be chunked out by this Aatrox, and I think this early game, despite the 600 gold advantage from First Blood, going over to the side of Dandelion Knights.
There goes Oh, that's an Ezreal. Takes out Ezreal. They do cap that nice damage. Wukong is trying to take Shelly away from Amumu. Galio is there to respond faster, but the Aatrox can immediately roam up with Amumu instead. So I think Wukong's just going to drop it, look for a gank mid, and then possibly re-engage onto the Shelly.
Yeah, we see the
There it goes. Nice wombo combo. There's the flashback. Ulti from Aatrox. Good engage. Re-engage from Amumu into a lot of damage back onto the Wukong.
Yeah, and this Aatrox is getting to a real chunky point. Now that he has an advantage, especially coming in with that kill there, he's going to be able to complete his, what I imagine is going to be first item Black Cleaver, very, very efficiently, very quickly. And at that point, the Orianna is just going to be looking at him and like, I'm a mage. I'm a low damage mage, early game too, and I'm not going to be able to output any damage onto this Aatrox. He's just going to have run of the map, pretty much. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants with the wave and put it wherever he wants, and then go wherever he wants as well.
Very good read on the Amumu part, really following around this Wukong, making sure that wherever he goes, Amumu follows, really punishing him for getting those really early cheese picks. I wouldn't really necessarily call them cheese picks, but nice pickups last game.
Yeah, the early game advantage that the Wukong got last game is missing, and with that, so much of his early pressure and his dominating performance is lacking there as well. We don't see the 3-kill Wukong coming out at 11 minutes like we did last time, and just because of that, he's struggling to find places to make plays because he can't just walk into people solo and just tank them and almost one-shot them. There's going to be more trades coming out mid lane, massive CS advantage being garnered by the Aatrox in the mid lane. The top lane CS advantage has returned to a point in which I imagine it should be. Casted free farming, but that doesn't mean he gets every farm for free. You know, that's, I mean, not how free farming works, but Casted
nice engage and good damage on Aatrox here, really punishing. Really punishing down Orianna. Taco is playing it really safe, knowing that he scales and knowing not to just get... All he's doing right now is just not getting caught out by the Wukong. And they're playing this team really well.
Yeah, and this is the casted agenda. Just don't die in lane. I won't kill you, you can't kill me, and eventually I'm going to walk in the lane with Pier Roa, and I'm going to win. See Wukong coming in mid lane, but not able to get anything onto this Aatrox with the wave at turret, and I don't even think they could 2v1 him if they tried.
Doesn't look like it. Aatrox is large and in charge. His demon sword is just too much to handle for this enemy team.
His demon sword goes schwa.
He goes schwa.
It goes schwa.
And then it goes whoosh. And then it goes whoosh.
And this Orianna's looking to get whooshed out of this game right now. It's not a fun time to be an Orianna. Both into Galio and now into the Aatrox. It's just brutal playing this pick into these champions, trying to have an impact in the game. Meanwhile, bot lane, we see a little bit of a CS advantage being garnered by the Varus. The 2 kills coming in the 2v2 bot lane certainly are helping as well.
Oh, we got a TP coming down from Caston. And we do have the Wukong engaged there. Wukong is going to pick off a Mumu, and they're going to try and take Wukong as well. Aatrox going in, getting a Q off, knocking up Varus, is able to not. Oh, he just misses Varus with his second Q there, so they're gonna disengage. Are they gonna try and take this dragon? I believe so. Aatrox is just gonna zone them out, make sure that they're not gonna enter the fight here. But they're all running really low. Varus could take them out probably by himself at this point, but they gotta watch for this dragon. They might not pick it up. Aston is looking to see if he can grab a pick, but the team, Dandelion Knights, are looking pretty healthy, and on top of that, Galio got the turret upside.
Yeah, Caston ended up TPing down there, I think, or maybe even just walking down, but not the sort of fight you want to be taking early game as a Caston. You can take the 4 versus 4 there. With the Galio not there and the Caston not there, you're probably pretty happy. But giving up all this farm top lane, all this EXP top lane, and the turret to the Galio is just really, really bad for the side of Taco Truck. Taco really needs to scale on the Caston. He really needs to get his core items completed. For those of you who haven't seen Modern Caston that much, core item for when the Caston comes online, you need to have the Archangels and you need to have a relatively stacked Rod of Ages, and that's only the start of his power spike. Until then, he's just not a champion. Right now, he is not a champion. He is someone who hits minions. We see him hitting jungle camps too. He needs to get into a wave, he needs to get that EXP, and he needs to try and scale.
There goes Aatrox, but he's getting re-engaged by the Galio, by the Wukong. Wukong's second proc of his ult, he keeps going out there. Amumu's going to go down to Wukong, actually. Is not able to pick off the Wukong, and they're re-engaged from Galio. Keeps them off. They're going to be going for Dragon.
Yeah, and it's happening again. The Wukong keeps living. I think, I want to go back and look at that. I think he lived with 1 HP. Literal actual 1 HP. We see the Ezreal come in.
Gets the Orianna with Ezreal ulti.
I'm gonna rewind this a little bit, and I want to check out that HP. So carry this for me for half a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now they're just gonna be looking for a quick reset. They're gonna be looking for just Kassadin's pushing down top lane, trying to get some objectives, trying to get some extra money for Team Taco Truck.
And this Wukong HP, it's actually so absurd. Just right here, we see it go down to literal 1 HP.
Really?
So the Wukong survives with literal 1 HP in this team fight. And I realize I just desynced myself with the stream without thinking about it, but...
No worries, no worries.
Literal 1 HP.
Mr. Producer will help you out there.
Nolan, give me a time.
Go to 1640.
Okay, I'm here. Oh, so sorry about that, guys.
Nice engaged modeling here. And there goes Varus, killing Karma, but not top lane. They got a 2v1 going on to Galio, taking out Galio. Kill goes to Amumu.
Yeah, and really great, great play coming out of the side of Taco Truck, and from TDK, Dandelion Knights. What did I miss going for that?
There was a fight. There was a bot lane fought, and Varus got the kill there. And then top lane fought, and they got a kill on Galio. A lot of things happen within a matter of 2 minutes.
All right. I'm at 70.
All right when you got resynced.
Yeah. All right. I'm at 30. I'm at 1730. Is that correct?
1736.
Okay, I'm good. All right. I also realized that when I went back and did actually resync, I was on 25% speed. So, we're back in it again. Rift Herald's going over to the side of TDK. Dandelion Knights picking up that. It goes over to the Wukong. Wukong now back to being fed, back to being strong, back to living with 1 HP.
Engaging onto Galio, but there is a Wukong here. Karma is going to be here to support the Aatrox, and there goes the Mumu, but that is not the right Wukong.
Yeah, and just... The Aatrox is pretty darn strong right now, even just being 1-1-1. Massive CS advantage coming out over the Orianna. Caston scaling up. He doesn't have his Archangels yet. He needs to stay in side lanes until he gets that happen. He might even be freezing top lane if I go and take a look at that right now. No, just building a slow push, pushing it back, making sure that he can go somewhere else to catch farm if he needs to. Probably going to catch the wave bot lane against this Galio once it comes in. That, or it's going to go over to the Aatrox as he postures down.
So we do have an Infernal Dragon coming up here again, and this is going to be pretty big for the team Dandelion Knights, as this will put them on soul point.
Yeah, Dandelion Knights really
Galio is looking a little in danger there, as the Aatrox and Amumu are both going to be chunking him down. He lived for a long time due to the redemption, enough time that his team actually is able to come in and re-engage and clean up that Amumu, clean up that Aatrox. And now they might have to just no, they'll respawn in time before the next dragon. So, but good pickup on Team Dandelion Knight.
Yeah, a little bit over aggressive coming out from the mid lane Aatrox there, trying to pick up a kill onto a Galio who just does not give. He's very strong, very tanky, and right in the middle of his power spike right now. We see the Rift Herald being dropped mid lane, looking like they're going to pick up mid tier 1 and mid tier 2. Ezreal really needs to get back to base. He's not going to do anything to stop this. Galio going in.
Karma gets taunted from the Galio into the Wukong E-engage with Varus and Orianna just auto-attacking him down, just ensuring that. And they get a third proc with Shelly. That is big. That is almost an open inhibitor.
Yeah, and that inhib turret will regen HP. But that's not going to be... It probably won't regen enough HP by the time that they're back at it and looking to take it. Dragon is spawning in 20 seconds, though.
Taco Chef know that they have to reset, and they're pretty strong right here. They aren't going to take a fight. There's the Soraka.
7K in inventory for Team Dandelion Knights. This fight is so lopsided.
This is huge. They're going back in. They're going to be on the Orianna here. They're going on the Wukong does ulti, not able to kill anyone. They do kill Orianna. Ezreal is eating over the wall, doing the damage. Here comes Caston, getting the shutdown on the Wukong, getting a shutdown onto Soraka for Amumu here. They're going to keep engaging. They're going to keep fighting. They're going to keep going. The Galio is going to keep fighting them. Is going to have taunt, but going to disengage for his Varus. Aatrox comes! Aatrox coming over! Aatrox whoosh! Aatrox whoosh!
Aatrox whoosh!
And now
really being annoying well. I don't know if that's good for them. It's just really, really obnoxious to play against. That's like mind games, mental warfare going on right now. Varus here has been like, why is my life like this? Why'd I go lethality into this comp? Trying to do whatever they can. Can't really auto-attack back because they are lethality. They might be able to get 1 or 2 in, but that's all they're going to get before they get killed by that Aatrox. Not enough DPS to burn him down. Aatrox is going to have a really nice time this game. If he doesn't get nuked down by the likes of Varus, Orianna, and Wukong, and Galio, I mean, that whole team is nuked. If he doesn't get nuked down, then he should be able to scale in these team fights really, really effectively, get all of his HP back from Conquer procs, from Triumph procs, and from his just base healing in his kit. And we see the...
He's got another engaged top side with Galio into Aatrox. This is going to be a nice Titan match that I love watching. And we have a Varus as well, just to do some chip damage onto the Aatrox. Aatrox, not dying! He go whoosh! He go attack! He smack! Double kill.
That is the worry, right? He doesn't even have Death Stance yet, and he's able to do that 2 versus 1. And this is the problem with Poke Varus. Poke Varus is really, really good in solo queue because no one team fights well in the first place in solo queue. No one ever takes a 5v5 team fight in solo queue. And you can still nuke people in team fights and do that much of a job as an AD carry. He's really good at early spiking. But when you're against things like Aatrox that just don't die to your poke and then do this much consistent damage in team fights, he's just going to turn around and look at you. It's like, what are you building, kid? What are you going to do to me? There's 2.5 lethality items on this Varus, and it's just not enough. He gets a Q off, he does 40% of the guy's HP, and then he turns around and heals 40% of it with an auto attack.
There's the Galio ulti coming in. just to group up with this team here. They are going to go back onto Aatrox, trying to isolate him. They do have a redemption going down. Amumu is going onto the backline. Huge ulti from Amumu, landing it on 3 members of the team Dandelion Knights. Big Ezreal ulti coming down, taking out the Wukong. They want more. They were trying to pick up the Bears, and they do. Massive Q from Amumu, taking a huge lead for Taco Shark.
Yeah, that's huge for them. They also picked up the Infernal a while ago. I totally missed that. I think I missed that.
That was when Aatrox was going with Cassidy over the wall.
Yeah, alright, so Cassidy jumping over onto Orianna. He's a champion now. He's got
big heal from Soraka.
But
that is just gonna but the Cassidy can keep going. He don't
He's got more jump in him too. Just the Soraka barely gets away there. Working on Baron are the side of Taco Taco's Taco Truck, while Taco Taco stalls the Soraka. Baron will fall to them. Baron on 5 members for this team, and this team outscales so hard. You got to be so worried. Since it's a poke Varus, he's going to have little to no scaling. He's not going to be able to kill this Amumu or this Aatrox come late game. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything to this Caston either with the 1-second cooldown Rift Walks. Just jumping in and out or on top of him and one-shotting him.
Yeah. Team Dandelion Knights really need to stop the bleeding here. They have gotten in bad positioning for these massive team fights where the Caston can just come in, where the Amumu can just come in, and the Aatrox do massive damage to a lot of the members of Team Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, and we really see the difference between the Wukong that gets 2 kills at 3 minutes and the Wukong that doesn't. While Infinite Blades is still playing well.
Oh, here goes the Aatrox. Aatrox go at some Makai back. But he is going in onto 3 members here. How long will this man live?
Oh,
he doesn't stop. There it goes. There goes the ulti. Down goes the Aatrox.
And that's
but
Aatrox
look mid lane here. While Aatrox was fighting almost all the members of Team Dandelion Knights, Taco's Taco Truck are pushing down mid and trying to crack open this base.
Yeah, and it's just, the Aatrox is so hard to kill. You really do need to bring 3 or 4 members to be able to fight him right now. And it's good that they got the Baron buff off of him because they would not be able to commit 4 members at any other point in this game, but it's just too much right now.
Nice ulti coming out from Varus there. Nice re-engage from Amumu. Massive damage onto Wukong. Down goes Wukong. There goes Taco into the backline. He gets a double kill. The Karma does get picked up by Varus. Sorry, Varus gets picked up by Karma. There goes Taco going into the enemy base. But there is a Galio there. He is in danger. Can he live with his life? Oh, he might do. And he is out of there. Taco lives. There goes Karma. He's going to re-engage onto the Galio. There goes an Ezreal ulti, taking out Galio. And they're going down top lane to get this next tier in turret.
And I think this game is over. I don't think they're going to end the game here, obviously. But I can't see a way that you can contest this team comp at this point in time. The Varus is not going to do enough damage. The Orianna is massively behind again, still has no items. I think she's building a Spellbinder. I hope she's building a Spellbinder and not a Lich Bane. But she's got 3 starting items and brown bags in her inventory. It's like, she's so weak. She's never going to be able to explode anyone with her DPS. The Galio's super far behind this game, unlike the prior one. And just no one does any damage. The Wukong's trying, but it's not enough. Soraka can heal them all she wants, but they're just never going to be able to kill a champion.
Very well said. It looks like we're going to have like a small reset, really get back together, get our heads back in the game here. What do they have to do to either A, end the game for Team Dandelion Knights, or B, for Team Taco Truck, or for B, Team Dandelion Knights to recover and turn this back into their favor?
I don't know what what Dandelion Knights can do to win this game without a massive misplay coming out of Team Taco's Taco Truck. It's really, really oppressive to play against an Aatrox that's this far ahead, against a Caston who has achieved his core itemization, and Amumu himself not bad at scaling. Ezreal's right in the prime of his power spike, and Karma's being a Karma. a real karma, if you will.
Yeah.
And just having no damage on your carries, the Orianna being super far behind, the Varus not having itemization that really impacts this game, and the Galio also being pretty far behind. It just... You really need to see them find a way to steal 2 dragons in a row, but even that's gonna take 8 minutes. And by 8 minutes, this Caston's gonna have 5 or 6 items, and that's just not beatable for this team. There's no targeted CC. The Soraka Silence does a good impression of it on Caston, but that's it. Soraka Silence and Galio W, and Galio W is very, very easy to dodge and predictable. You shouldn't be connecting with Varus ulti. And just, it's... Caston should 1v9 this game from this point onwards, and it's going to be super challenging to avoid that. We do see Baron spawning in 1 minute. I'd imagine Taco Taco's Taco Truck is just waiting for that, pushing in waves, denying what jungle they can in the meantime. They're going to pick up that Baron. They're going to try and use it to break the last 2 inhibitors, and then just walk it in. Actually, they didn't break an inhibitor in their last push. I thought they broke bot lane, but they will use it to break 2 or 3 inhibs, and they will run it in and just finish the game with that.
Very interesting. I'm super excited to see when these two teams collide once more. There is a Baron coming up, like you said. Both teams are going to be prepping, getting the vision, getting control. But if any one of them gets caught out, it could go in favor of either Taco Chuck or Team Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, finding it... If you can find a 1 versus 5 pick onto the Aatrox, and then start a 4 versus 5 team fight with full HP bars thanks to the Soraka, you might be able to do it. But I'm pretty sure this Aatrox is going to chunk 2 or 3 people to half HP in the time it takes to kill him.
They're going in onto the Aatrox here. Here is the 4-man engage. Mumu is running to this. There's the karma. They're not going to let that Aatrox fall. The Aatrox goes in for the re-engage. Ezreal ulti goes out. Galio is going to be taunting the Mumu. But in the backline, you see them being engaged on as well. There goes Wukong. There goes Kassadin. And then they are going to keep going, keep fighting them. And Soraka is doing her best to really keep her team alive here.
And Taco on the Caston there gets over Eager, goes in 1 versus 4 in the back line and does get nuked down. But you see them going onto this Aatrox. Even the Aatrox flash failed. He got hit by the Varus ulti by flashing in a straight line. The Orianna ult goes down, the Wukong ult goes down, the Soraka ult goes down, and all of this stuff. And they don't kill Aatrox. He spends a Q in auto. And, you know,
Ezreal is poking down Soraka, is able to pick up Soraka here. They will try and go for another quick engage. Aatrox is jumping right back into it, but is it going to be worth his life? He does fall. They are going for Baron. Are they going to try and steal Baron here? They are re-engaging. Ezreal is in danger. Here comes the Varus chunking down Ezreal. They do take out Ezreal. They take out Karma, but Amumu does finish off the Baron for his team. The only person who has Baron right now is Kassadin.
Yeah, it's really messy from the side of Taco's Taco Truck there. The Aatrox actually picks the fight on the Varusy. And what is Varusy called? I actually don't know, and I can't click on him because he's dead. The Varusy gives healing reduction.
Whoa! Ayo, there's the Kassadin. He just won 100-0 that Orianna, but dies to the Wukong.
Forgets to press R, I think. Wukong plus the dragon, burning him down, and that will be the dragon going to Team Dandelion Knights. And this is the start of what you could call a comeback. A shutdown onto the Caston, a second kill onto him, slowing down his itemization quite considerably. Lots of gold going into the pockets of the Wukong, and some even going into the pocket of the Varus. Soraka continues to be a Soraka. And Galio and Orianna both working on things. The Orianna actually built an Ardent Sensor, which is sort of memey, seeing as she has a Soraka on her team. But she is so far behind, I almost think she might have maxed E. second and just said, I know what my job is. And she did. She maxed E second on Orianna and is just playing support Orianna. And you know what? I respect it. When you're this far behind in lane, you are literally never going to do damage on Orianna. It is never in the cards. She doesn't even have her Q maxed, mind you. She maxed WE on Orianna. And that's just
That's some
actually
zoning right there.
that's really clever, honestly. I respect it a lot. Knowing your place in this game and playing to your win con, Ardent Sensor is going to actually be pretty mediocre because it is a lethality virus, but it's a start, and you can put it on Wukong. He auto attacks sometimes. And just do what you can this game. Pull out advantages everywhere you can. I'd like to see maybe Leandri's come next just for base damages. From the Orianna.
Nice chip damage. Here comes the Aatrox. They're going to be going on to either a Galio here, but Karma is caught out. She might die here. She does die to the bears. Nice ulti from a Mumu. Two-man ulti into a giant knockup from Wukong as a retaliation. Gets a double knockup onto a Mumu, onto Aatrox one more time. They're going to keep going. They're going to have... Oh! Here comes Kassadin! Here comes Kassadin! Oh my word! He's just going to kill everything in sight!
And the Kassadin has arrived.
That's a quadruple kill for Kassadin.
That was actually really close. So what happened on the front end of that fight that we were watching is the Aatrox popped R, but between the Soraka healing and the Orianna Emax shield spam, he wasn't able to get a kill within 10 seconds, so he didn't reset his ulti. He lost his healing buffs, and he almost was about to go down in that fight until the Kassadin showed up and said, I have completed my core itemization. And that's game.
And that's game. Taco Truck drives away with the victory here.
Yeah, they roll up, they serve a fresh one, pick up the win, and yeah, drive away with it. Kassadin outscales Aatrox, Chungus. Ezreal played well. Karma shield and an Amumu ulti.
Very good game by both teams here. Hunter, I would like to know what you think about the series as a whole, and as well as the MVP and Ace from this game here.
Oh, geez. Picking MVP is hard this game, because I think Taco actually made a lot of mistakes on Kassadin, TPing into the early dragon fight, or just being at the early dragon fight and giving up top turret, cut his gold income so much, and really was detrimental to his scaling. And then those two, how you say, ints coming in that almost gave Dandelion Knights away back into this game, honestly, with the 1v4 in the team fight and then just dying at Dragon to the Wukong. I don't want to give it over there. The Aatrox didn't have a super impressive scoreline, only 6-4 and 9, but I really think the Aatrox is the one that carried this game. Karen Franz too on the Ezreal, going 7-2 and 7, outputting a lot of damage in the late game. But I really do think this Aatrox, the amount of demolishing of the Orianna this game and even last game on the Galio, deserves the MVP this game, despite the less stellar scoreline compared to their teammates. As far as Ace goes, it's got to go over to Infinite Blades on the Wukong again. That's an MVP ace for them coming out. They didn't get the same level of dominating performance they had in the first game, but that's mostly due to the not having a double kill at 3 minutes and not being able to snowball super hard at that. They still played team fights really well, still lived with absurd HPs, almost ruined my entire cast, me trying to check how much HP they lived with. It was exactly 1 HP, and then they healed instantly up back to like 200, 300 off Triumph procs and shields. But also, a shout out to the Soraka on the side of Dandelion Knights. Great play this game as well. Just keeping safe on Soraka and doing their job, but Wukong wins out this time.
Very well said there, Hunter. And what do you think about the series as a whole?
As a whole, it's really exciting to see, especially the first game back and forth. I wish I had been able to talk more about win cons and about team fights, but it was just straight action that entire game. And just really fun hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and game 2 just, it seemed more of the same. I think we get a better idea from game 2 of how a matchup between these two teams normally will play out. Bot lane's a little bit less consistent, but scales well into the late game, not getting the massive advantage in lane this game as they did last game. And with Infinite Blades not getting the super heavy snowball, we see some of the inability to just run away with the game made it look a lot different.
Very good. I really enjoyed this series. A lot of high action, like you said. And then when we come back, we're going straight into Freljord Division with Nice Guys versus Star United Esports Club.